Hey guys, it's Austin. Today we're back with another fab video. Today we're going to be building some metal workbenches, kind of welding tables, kind of workbenches, whatever you want to use them for, but they're going to be some fairly heavy duty, made out of 2x2 square tube, and then we're going to do a 1/4 inch flat top on it. So we'll get that done today. We got a lot going on here. We're trying to leave for Iowa next week to go racing, so we're just trying to get this stuff done. We got a lot going on. Like I said, the shop is a mess, and I'm not going to be able to stop and talk through this video like I would like to, so it's just going to be a continuous shooting, and we'll go back through and edit it up and do a voiceover on it, but for right now, this is what we got. So thank you guys for watching, and here we go. I want to start this out with a quick CAD representation of these workbenches we're going to be building for no other reason than it's kind of cool to see. So I filmed this video and built these workbenches back in July of 2020, and it's now February of 2021. So this was quite a while ago. So I was able to finish up my summer internship a couple weeks early, so we took off to Iowa and we ran 12 races in 14 days. So that was pretty hectic there. And then we got back on a Saturday. I moved into my room in a condo here on Sunday, and then we started school on Monday. And I had a pretty crazy semester, my first semester there. I had a lot of adjusting to do to get used to the way that the university worked rather than the community college from which I came. So I did not really have time to edit this that first semester. So here we are, a month into the second semester here at ASU, and I finally found some time to edit this. Let me know in the comments what you liked or didn't like about the video, and if you have any suggestions for future content or what I can change to make these videos better. We're always evolving. It's a lot of work to do this stuff, so I'm trying to do my best and get the necessary tools to make these videos to a decent quality at least. It'll keep getting better as we continue and as I learn more about this, but thank you guys for watching and enjoy. I'm going to go around here and just start tacking each corner of this and using our quick speed squares there to make sure that they're all squared up, and using a tape measure obviously to get all that stuff right. We cut all the tubes to the perfect length, so this speeds up the process quite a bit. And you can see I'm using one of the big, I think those are 8-inch speed squares, and then I've got a 6-inch speed square, and you can see there the little machinist square. That's my favorite one to use, but on this bigger stuff this kind of worked out. I'll move around and tack weld the next corner on, make ourselves a rectangle here. I'm a big advocate of the measure twice, cut once type deal, so measure all your stuff out before you start welding it all up and it's not right and you end up cutting it apart and having to re-weld it. So here I'm just going from corner to corner to make sure we don't have a parallelogram, make sure this thing is actually a true rectangle. But there's no true way to measure that if you're just measuring straight across, so that's why we go here in this X pattern. If that just helped out one kid out there, that's all that matters. So I covered my welding setup in the last couple of videos there, but we'll go ahead and do it again. So I'm running a Miller Syncrowave 250 DX. It's water cooled by the Miller Coolmate. I'm using a Speedway SW320 TIG torch with a whole line setup from those guys. I'm using just a number 6 gas lens and a ceramic cup, so nothing special there. I'm using 3/32 2% red thoriated tungsten. That's a tongue twister. Ground that to a point using 1/16 ER70S2 filler rod. And we're welding on 185 amps, just rocking the pedal. The material we're welding here is 2-inch by 2-inch square 095 wall thickness electric weld box tube. Now that we've got the base all welded up, or the top part of the welding table, we're going to go ahead and get the legs on. We'll measure all these out and use the tack welds to pull and push these exactly where we need them to be, and use these squares to make sure that they're perfect. And we'll fit the legs on, you can actually see it on top here, but it's going to be the bottom part of the legs, or the bottom part that connects the legs together. And we'll use those spring clamps there to hold those together, and use a tape measure and Sharpie to get those into place.
I'll finish up welding the bottom sides of all these tubes here. It's going to be pretty hard to get to these once it's flipped over, so get all these ones done, and then we'll go ahead and flip this thing over, and we'll run over to CAD and draw some plates up for the bottom of these so that we can bolt them down to the ground. It was pretty late here, so I had to flip this thing over by myself, and you can laugh along while you see me struggle to flip this over, but boy, this thing is pretty heavy. This is when a forklift would come in handy. Alright, here we are in CAD, and you can't see the new file and all that stuff, but that's pretty self-explanatory. Just a real simple part here. We're going to start with drawing a rectangle, set each side to 4 inches because that's the size plate that we want. We're going to go ahead and create some circles for these holes. We want 4 holes so that we can bolt this thing down. Probably only use 2 of them, but we'll make this thing symmetric. We're going to make these 3/8 holes for 3/8 redheads. Go ahead and settle these equal to each other so that we don't have to dimension all 4 of them and just do 1 of them. And we'll go ahead and set the top 2 horizontal, the top left to the bottom left vertical, and the right sides vertical, and then set the bottom 2 horizontal. This just saves a lot of time for having to dimension each one to each corner. And just set them all vertical, horizontal, and then set the distance from the top and side. Got a little wonky with my dimensions here, just need to move these so that they're a little bit neater. And we're going to go a 1/2 inch from each edge on these ones. This is just kind of a standard plate, but this is what will end up getting water jetted, and we'll weld these onto the bottom here. We'll go ahead and finish up all these dimensions here and then add a fillet to all 4 corners. Bring that down. We're actually going to go to a bit smaller fillet. We don't need it too big there. That's it for the fillet. We exit the sketch. We're already to our extruded boss or base, so go up. We'll make these a 1/4 inch, and that's our part. Go ahead and save these as a SolidWorks part so that we can come back to it, and then a DXF file, and send these over to the water jet. Here the plates are. I set them all underneath all 4 or all 6 legs here, and we'll go ahead and get these all tacked and welded in. Once I finish welding all these bottom plates on here, we'll go ahead and get the top plate onto it. Top plate was pretty heavy. Like I said, it was pretty late here at this point. Everyone else was in bed at the house, so I had to try to get this plate up there by myself. Luckily, it was only 2 foot wide. The 10 foot long made it kind of hard. It was pretty heavy, but I managed to get it on there. Of course, the plate was upside down when they delivered the steel, so I had to flip this thing over, but that wasn't too big a deal. One thing I forgot to mention here is that you really want to move around when you're welding this stuff. If you try to weld all in one concentrated area, you're going to end up overheating the material, and it's going to twist and pull and do some goofy things, and you're not going to end up with a nice square table. So it's important to move back and forth and corner to corner, and try to move around as much as you can. Give the areas that you had just previously welded time to cool in between, and you move to the other side, while you're letting that one cool. This might have been the hardest part here, crawling around here trying to weld all this stuff. And that's a wrap for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry that it wasn't more of a hands-on video, but still cool to see the process of these being built. And as you can see here in the last shot, I did make two of them. One of them with that center shelf in there, and then the second one just had that bottom shelf. He wanted to have some room to put some other stuff in, and then he was going to put some plywood down on these. So he bolted them down, and he's got some nice workbenches and welding tables now.